What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. My name's Johnny. This is our bus Miles of Smiles. Reagan is not here, but we're working away, people. It is Wednesday, the day before this video is coming out. First, just wanted to say I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving with all your families. If you didn't see it in last week's video, our first Thursday upload, which we oddly uploaded on Thanksgiving as our first Thursday upload, but if you didn't see that video, go check it out. Made some more progress there, got a freshwater tank mounted, and did a little something fun with the front door. So more to come with the front door, but as the title of this video suggests, it's the road to spray foam, baby. We are eager to get spray foamed here. Quick little note on that, we actually got our spray foam kit in the mail, so we ordered it offline. Thank you, Skoolie Living. Use their Amazon affiliate link. Guys, go ahead and use your friends' Amazon affiliate links. If you know they have them, or if they have them for something, don't just go straight to Amazon and buy it. Maybe they have a link for it, and you can help them out, throw them a couple bucks. So that's what we did to Skoolie Living. They've been a huge help to us, and we know they recommend good stuff. So off of their website, got the Froth Pack 650 kit, but we'll talk about that later down the road when we're actually spray foaming. On that note, I was talking with Chris, and I thought we were gonna have to do some wiring and things because I've seen people do that before. But actually, we're gonna go ahead and spray foam without running any wiring. Some people want to do rough wiring before they do their spray foam. Some people, put some conduit, run some rough wiring, rough electrical. Wow, rough wiring, rough electrical, because those are not the same thing. Yeah, basically, some people and a lot of people that I've seen are running some wiring before they're doing their spray foaming. But one thing that I don't really like about that is your wires are then buried in foam. If you ever want to address something, you're digging in foam, so good luck. But that's kind of the main reason I wanted to avoid it, and Chris assured me that it would be okay. So they actually, Skoolie Living, I keep referring to him as Chris, but Chris from Skoolie Living, Chris said that they ran all their wiring actually after they did their spray foaming, so that reassured me, and I actually like the idea of that a lot better. So that's what we're gonna do, but basically that means what we have to get done before we can spray foam is frame out the rest of this front area, figure out what we're doing there, and then also frame out the back door. And then there's one other thing that I've been doing today, and that is framing out part of the window. So let me explain this and what I've been doing real quick, and then we'll get on to some other things. So here, you'll see we got a few things in the window here. And basically the reason we're doing this is because not necessarily on this side, but on the other side and anywhere where these are, that means that there's something that's going to be there, whether here it's going to be probably part of a little counter here by the countertops, and behind the couch it's going to be the couch that's going to come up to here and the countertops. But the reason these are here is from the outside of the bus, you would just see the couch, or you'd see the back side of the counter, which is kind of ugly. And our windows aren't tinted quite enough for you to not notice that. You would kind of see the wood, and it just wouldn't look great. So, being that was going to get covered up anyways, I thought, why don't we spray foam this bottom portion of the windows and use that kind of as a way to seal this off, get rid of some of that draftiness. We have huge windows already, so even though we're going to be closing part of it off, we're still going to have a lot of window here. So, here is right next to the dinette up here. But what I've done is I've taken a piece of 5mm backer board, just about 1/8 of an inch, and that fits perfectly into this slot in the window that we've got. And so that actually, I just created a template, cut this, and slid it down in here. So that's going to sit down in here, and I maybe actually put some adhesive down around the edges. And then I'm going to take a piece of 2x2 and put it in there, and then create some pocket holes with a Craig jig, which just got a Craig jig, super excited to use it. But create some pocket holes to secure this in. And so then this whole area down here is going to be filled in with spray foam. Right now we've got 6 of these that we're going to cover in the bus, and that we're going to do this with. We've got 2 back by the beds, 1 here, and then 3 on the other side up front here by the counters and by the couch. We obviously can't do this with the emergency exit windows, being that they open out and we created those struts. So what we'll probably do with them is create some sort of drop-in or temporary insulation that we can pull in and out as we need it or as we want it. But the rest of these, they're going to stay spray foamed. Fill this in, and I think this is going to be really nice. I think we're definitely not going to regret doing this. Like I said, we've already got a ton of windows and big windows, so this will, if anything, help with some of that draftiness and help with insulating these a little bit. Now, the reason we need to use this backer board is because you cannot just spray foam directly onto the window. You can't just go ahead and do it. I don't know what would happen, but spray foam, there's a really heavy thermal reaction that occurs. I don't know if that is part of the reason, if it would explode the glass or whatever. But that's why we're putting this backer board here. And then we're actually, because of how this sits, there's a little gap between the backer board and here. And I was thinking about just clamping this and gluing it, but it would put too much stress. And over time, I think maybe the glue would pull a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little spacer, which I created with just another piece of backer board. And probably clamp and glue and maybe even screw these together, because this gives me about, I'd say, 1/4 inch at least, over 1/4 inch to be able to drill into back here. So just to be able to hold it secure, and we'll put glue there. So I feel really good about it. But that's how we're doing this guy. It's all framed up, got it all ready to go, got these all cut. I just got to correct jig and prepare all of these to be screwed in. And then only other things we gotta do is frame out the back and frame out the front. Guys, one other thing that I just did that's saving us some money on the build. All of this plywood right here had some nails in it. It was actually from some shelving in my parents' basement that they were throwing out and had nails in it, but it's good 1/2 inch plywood. And if you're buying a bus or building a bus right now, or building anything really, you know that lumber is expensive as hell. So my dad said he had this extra plywood laying around. It's good plywood. I jumped on the opportunity to say yes to just pulling out a few nails for definitely saving some money. So always finding ways to save money on the Skoolie build. Alright guys, and we have magically jumped to Thursday. Despite me wearing a very similar outfit in this video, it is indeed a different day. So here we are working with some window tint that we're going to put behind the wood pieces that I just explained. Although our windows are somewhat tinted, you definitely could see the back of the wood through them, and rather than painting them black and still being seen through the wood, I wanted to put up some window tint to just help block it a little bit. As you can see here, it also helps with UV protection and heat protection. So it came with this little window film application kit. I got all this at Home Depot. It's got a trimmer, a squeegee, some tack cloth, and the window film application lube or gel. I also used some Windex and paper towels. Obviously got to get the whole space clean and the window clean before you want to start this. Any dirt that's on the film is going to show up. So quickly clean with Windex, and then actually took a razor blade and applied the Windex very heavily and scraped with the razor blade to get any little pieces off. This film is much easier to use than an automotive film. I've tinted my car windows before, and automotive window tint film can be a nightmare to deal with. So this stuff is definitely much more user-friendly. Definitely just cut it to size and then squeegeed it out. You want to make sure you've got a lot of liquid on the back side of it. Otherwise, it's going to stick because once all the liquid is out, that's how the window film actually sticks. So this window film is applied wet, and you'll squeegee it all out, all the way to the edges, and then just trim the edges and tuck in your corners. Alright guys, tinting is finished up for now. I ran out of material, unfortunately, but it's looking pretty good and I'm actually excited about how it's going to look. And I think we're definitely going to do this on all the windows, not just the ones where there is something behind it. I think it'll just help give it some uniformity and just create a line all the way across the windows. You won't be able to tell what's behind it. So let me show you real quick how it looks. So you can see this guy here we got done, that one, and that one over there. So it's pretty dark. Like right now where this cabinet is, there's open space behind there and stuff behind there that you should be able to see, and you can't. If you put your hand up to it and kind of, you know, do the old look in there, you kind of can. But other than that, there you can kind of see the difference between this one and this one. I was going to do this one, but ran out of film. And I feel very confident about the wood pieces that we're going to have behind there not showing. So very happy with how it turned out. And now we're going to get on to framing the back door. So let's go back there and tell you what we're dealing with. Oh boy, where do I even begin with this back door nightmare? So first of all, if you don't know anything here, go ahead and watch the video where our back door fell off. Yes, it literally fell off. And that was just the beginning of things. After it falling off, we realized the fiberglass below it had cracked and we had some warped fiberglass on one side of the door. So we realized we were gonna have to make a completely custom door, and that's what we're doing here. You can see I actually extended the door up a little bit there, just by about 4 inches to make it a 60-inch wide opening. So we got about a 5-foot by 4-foot wide door. Rather than having 2 swing out doors like the bus came with, we're actually gonna build one solid door that will swing up on gas struts, kind of like a trunk would. And the reason for this is I think it's just gonna be easier to seal off the hole and also just easier in general to make the door. It can be difficult to make 2 doors meet and be perfect even when you do have a good door frame and door jamb. We're dealing with a damaged one here, so I figure 1-piece door is gonna be the easiest, and we'll just make tons of room for weather stripping around the outsides, and that's gonna be our best friend. I must state, I'm definitely no expert, if you guys should know by now. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants. This isn't something you can find online, how to rebuild a bus door, especially one that we're just kind of going by the seat of our pants. So I actually went ahead and went off of the design of how you're supposed to frame out a house door, but a little bit different. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Here you can see I screwed 2 2x4s together to act as the main studs on the side, and then we're going to use a 2x6 across the top. Thankfully I was able to screw these in from the outside, which gave them great fixation and really sturdied up the whole back piece. Since I knew nothing was going to be square, level, or anything, what I did is I started from one side with one stud and basically made everything square off of that stud. So I made that stud as square as possible to the ground, and then I worked the 2x6 across the top as you see, and that I made square to the existing stud that I had already screwed in, and that way the final stud I could make square off of the 2x6 to ideally have as square of a door frame as possible in a very non-square situation. Thank you guys, and that is gonna be it for this video, but first I'm gonna give you a rundown here. It's 5:42 and it's Thursday. I'm supposed to be releasing this video, so this is literally probably 30 minutes before the video comes out. But I really wanted to get this in this video, so this is gonna be our part 1. The rest of this is gonna come part 2 of road to spray foam. But let me show you real quick what we did with the back door. Standard house configuration in a door, you normally have this 2 stud configuration, but normally it would be flipped this way, so it would be coming out vertically. So you have what's called a king stud and a jack stud. Basically the jack stud goes under the header and supports the header, and the king stud would go all the way up to the stud across the ceiling. In this case, I just have it going up, and we may put another big long board across the top, but really doesn't serve us any purpose. Our main thing is getting this door framed out. So mostly it's helping keep this 2x6 in. This 2x6 is going to be screwed in right now. It's just sitting in here and just wedged, but really snug, like I can't move this. But the 2x6 is going to get screwed on. And then here on the outside you can see the screws I just put in. And so the problem I was having is the old screw holes when I was putting these 2x4s in the door frame, some of them just weren't lining up super well, and we're going to be really close to the edge. Obviously, this is not the same door configuration that they had before, but it's going to work out. So you see I've got those all the way up to the top, and then I still got to secure the 2x6 up there, and then got these coming all the way down to the bottom. So if you guys have watched this for a while, you know we have this issue with this crack in the bumper, and we had this super warpy wall. It was like super warped, but as you can tell, the board straightened it out pretty good, which I'm happy about. I was hoping was going to happen. There's still definitely some discrepancy down there, but we'll see how that plays out. But this is way better than it used to be. It used to be this huge curve. So really happy about that, and with the way that turned out. So door frame is almost pretty much done here. So got the header still to secure. Both of the studs on the side are secured, and I mean it's still a little wobbly here. Once it's 2x4 or 2x6 is secured in, I think that's going to help. And then also I think we're going to do some sort of 45-degree support here connecting into the ceiling, just to give this a little bit more bracing, so it's not wobbling or whatever. That's going to be it for this video, guys. This, like I said, part 1 of our road to spray foam. Part 2 is coming next week, and it's going to be a big one because we're going to be here all weekend, and our goal is spray foam. So finishing the door back here, framing out the rest of up front, and that's really the only other 2 things on our checklist before spray foaming, besides all the prep work and everything. So that being said, big vlog coming next week for sure. This was just a quick 2 days of work here with nobody else around, and so once we get some hands on deck this weekend and get some more help around and just have some more time, we're gonna make some more progress big time. So definitely happy with the progress we're making. This door and closing this off, the day that this is closed is gonna be a really big day because this has been open for a really long time. So excited about what's happening here. But that's it for now, guys. I gotta go whip this up. Hopefully I get it out by 6 o'clock. I don't feel good about it because it's still gonna export and everything, but thank you so much for watching. Go ahead, subscribe, like, comment what you think, what you're thinking of our framing we're doing here, and what you're thinking of how we're blocking out the windows and some of the tinting I showed you today. I hope it helps some of you be willing to take that on your own. Not too difficult of a project. And yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.